Hey guys, Travis Daggett with Cornerstone Properties, talking today about what to do if you miss a mortgage payment or mortgage payments, and what happens and what your options are. So first of all, if you miss or when you miss your first payment, then you have some different options. The first option, of course, is to contact the bank and see if you can do some type of a loan modification. You would think that that would be something that they would want to do, although that's not always the case, or that they don't make it easy to do. So loan modifications are some variation of adding more to the back end of the loan, or lowering the interest rate. However you do it, the key is lowering the monthly payment, because the idea is if you're not able to make the monthly payment now, well, something's got to change. So the first option is to contact the bank, see if you can do some type of a loan modification, so that you can bring it current and continue to pay the mortgage. Now, if that fails and you can't do a loan modification, then you have another path to choose. One is you can sell the house, of course, and pay off the loan. And to be able to do that, it has to be worth more than you owe. So sometimes that can be difficult to determine. People think that their house is worth a certain amount, but due to the condition, that's the primary factor, due to the condition, it's actually not worth that. So someone may go on to Zillow, for example, and see that the Zillow estimate says their house is worth $250,000. Well, that's presuming a certain condition, but in the condition that their house is actually in, maybe it's only worth $150,000, or maybe it's worth $200,000. So in that example, if the loan is, let's say, $225,000, that's not going to work. Selling it for $200,000 or $150,000 or $175,000, the only way that that can work is if you, the seller or the owner, bring the difference to closing. So the loan is $200,000, you sell it for $175,000, and of course there's costs and commissions and all that, but let's just say that the difference is $25,000. That means you have to bring $25,000 out of your pocket to closing. Now, if somebody is having a problem making a mortgage payment of $1,000 or $1,500 a month, they're probably not going to be able to bring $25,000 to closing. Otherwise, they would have used that money to make the mortgage payment. So not a very good option. So if you're in a situation where the property is worth less than you owe and you've missed one or more mortgage payments, then that means what you need to do is a short sale. Now, what a lot of people do at this point is just kind of stick their head in the sand and hope it all goes away. But of course, it only gets worse because the bank continues to add late fees and attorney fees to the process once they start foreclosure. So once somebody has missed 3 or more payments, then they can file for foreclosure and start that whole process. So if you do nothing, you're going to eventually lose the house, have a foreclosure on your record, and you won't get anything out of it, and you really won't have any control over the end of the process or any of the process. So the best option at that point is instead to go to a short sale. And a short sale simply means that you're going to be the seller, you're going to find a buyer, of course, and in between, the bank is just going to agree to take what's less than what's owed for the mortgage. That way, the seller and the buyer can close on it without bringing in any additional funds to closing. Now, you might think, well, the bank is really losing out in that situation. Well, they're really not, because in most cases, if not all cases, the bank doesn't want to have to go through the foreclosure process and all the time and money that takes, and then they have a house on their hands. What do they do with a house? They're a bank. They're not in the real estate business, they're in the banking business. So a short sale is really best for the seller, for the bank, and for the right buyer. It's really a good situation for them as well. So I hope that explains your options on what to do when you're late on your mortgage. And next time we'll talk about the short sale process and kind of what the next steps are there. Thanks for watching and listening. This is Travis Daggett with Cornerstone Properties. Oh, and if you do have a house like that, or have any questions, or I should say you've missed one or more mortgage payments, feel free to give us a call anytime. Thanks.